What's going on, guys? We're back working on the HEMI Swapped Jeep Renegade, and in this part of the build, we're finally going to drive this thing. Alright, here we go. After 4 long years, countless hours, busted knuckles, broken bolts, and probably more mistakes than I care to admit, it's finally time to drive this thing. This is my HEMI Swapped Jeep Renegade. Under the hood, a 5.7 liter HEMI V8 and drivetrain out of a Dodge Charger in a Renegade. Yeah, I know, it sounds completely crazy, and maybe it is, but at least it finally runs. That is significantly louder than I thought it would be, but man, it sounds good. So yeah, first drive, I wish I could say it went perfectly, but nah, tires are rubbing like crazy, ride height's way too low, probably not great for daily driving just yet. AC, nope, it's not charged, which is awesome because it's like 100 degrees out, not exactly what I planned, but it is what it is. And just when I thought we were cruising, yeah, coolant hose starts leaking. Turns out I forgot to tighten the clamp, but that was an easy fix. Look, it's not perfect, not even close, but that's how project cars go. It finally moves under its own power, and after 4 years, that's a win. I've still got a ton of work to do, but today we drove it, and that's something I'll never forget. This is just the beginning. Welcome to the HEMI Swapped Jeep Renegade. You really can't ask for much better on a first drive for a project car that's this sketchy. All in all, I couldn't be happier. This thing actually got out on the road for the first time, drove relatively well. Yeah, we still have some issues to work out, but that's nothing. I'm not going to let that take away from the fact that this thing actually got out on the road, drove, handled pretty decent, and it didn't break. It made it back to the garage all in one piece. Leaked a little fluids, you know. If it's leaking, that means it has some fluid. So after the first drive, we got quite a few things that we need to take care of before this thing is roadworthy. So let's go ahead, review those, and see what we got left to do. First off, the most obvious thing on the drive were the tires. They were rubbing onto the wheel well openings pretty bad. I mean, you could see there's ribbons of tire coming off right now. Every little bump I was rubbing. I obviously didn't have enough clearance over the tire. I thought the shocks being dialed up as stiff as possible would, hold it a little steadier, but it was still hitting. So I took a Sawzall, clearanced all the way around the wheels. Plenty of room now. Got a decent pile of, remnants, scrap, whatever, whatever that is. So yeah, I was able to cut into the rear quarter panel. Still stayed below the body line, but gave it enough clearance for anything. Any issues, I don't want it to ever hit that because, yeah, these tires, they're already mangled. These are going to be used for burnouts anyway, but I don't want to destroy the next set of tires that I put on here by getting them all cut up. So, a few cuts here and there, got that handled. Also, since we're back here, there you go, I got reverse sensors now. Mounted those in the bumper. The Renegade doesn't come with backup sensors, so I had to mark out and drill where the holes go. 3D print a clip so the sensor will actually attach to the bumper, epoxy that clip in place, and it actually fits pretty well. Almost looks OEM, I guess. I don't know. It's all right. Obviously, since I was driving this thing on the street, I was successful with getting the brakes bled. I did have to use an Autel diagnostic tool to, bypass the ABS module. But after that, everything worked out pretty well. Good stopping power, and, pretty happy with it. And back up front, obviously we got some hoses hanging. This is the manifold for charging the AC system. I was able to charge it. It has the R1234YF stuff. Stuff is crazy expensive, way more than the other stuff. But ice cold AC, so this thing is actually drivable. South Louisiana summer gets a little warm. I was able to get the driver window down. Unfortunately, I had to take the entire panel off, bypass the motor, even putting power straight to the motor. The window would not go down. So I had to pull the motor off and actually hand crank the window down, which, we'll figure that out. That's just one more thing. Oh yeah, there's so much left to do. It's a little overwhelming, but I gotta take the wins when I can. Another thing, the car is incredibly loud. It just doesn't come across on camera at all, but this thing, it shakes, it rumbles, it is like a guttural, it is incredibly deep rumble. But that was because I had pretty much a pass-through muffler. I don't know if you can see through there. Yeah, straight through, no restriction, pretty much like a glass pack. So I threw I think it's a Flowmaster Super 44 or Super 40. It's the quieter of the two, and that did pretty much nothing. It's just as loud. Yeah, I figured a 3-chamber muffler would help, but it didn't. So I'm gonna have to figure that out, because this thing is it's almost too loud. I mean, I don't mind it, but I'm sure everybody around me would appreciate it if it was a little quieter. And another issue, the power steering. This is the culprit. This is the jumper harness that goes from the rack and pinion to the actual body harness. And these things apparently are known to fail. Let me see if I can find the end. Yeah, so the ends of the cables actually snap off, and that's what happened to this one. I was able to cut and repin it, but I found additional damage in the actual harness itself up underneath the insulation from the wreck. But that kind of leads me to believe, if this was damaged, and there's actually a TSB technical service bulletin that warns you that these do fail in this exact spot. Troubleshooting tells you to look right there. And sure enough, I probably have some pictures of it I can throw up. But yeah, wires were compromised right there, which kind of leads me to believe or question, because this whole drivetrain came from a wrecked Charger. And it looked like they went over a curb, slid sideways into a telephone pole, and rolled it over. If they had no power steering, that might have led to them wrecking. Who knows? Maybe not. But once I saw that, it kind of leads me to believe that may have happened. I've gotten a ton of work done on this thing over the past week or so, so I think this thing is actually going to be drivable on the road. No worries. We'll see. So I still have to tune the ECU. The whole time I was doing the test drive, I had the laptop set up, HP tuners hooked up, doing the data log, all that, getting all the information and everything. And apparently you have to hit the save button when you're done, but yeah, I'll get it on the next one. So it's not ready to go full throttle yet. I still have to be conservative with the driving, so probably in the next day or so, actually get it out on the road, get some data log, send it to the tuner, Ryan over at FRP, and get this thing ready to rip. Because right now I got to be careful with it, but I want to do some burnouts. That's why I built this thing. And just a few little, I did have a couple slip ups, with the garage floor. Maybe did a burnout in my front yard on accident. And but yeah, this thing is ready to rip. I just got to make sure it's safe, and then yeah, then we'll put it through its paces. But anyway, thanks for following along with the build so far. I'll see you in the next one.